SelfEsteem here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And in this episode, someone wanted to know, what are some things you should consider before getting married? And yeah, that's basically it. What are some things you should consider before getting married? There's a lot of things you should consider before getting married. And there's a lot of stuff that I wish I would have known before I've gotten married. And this goes for a lot of people that I know as well. And a lot of it has to do with the environment you met the person and how you met the person. And, if you've been following me for a while, I have a military background. And most of the people I met were in the military. Just the majority of the people I met were in the military. And, being in the military, it's very difficult to have relationships and keep relationships and maintain relationships over the years, because there's so many moving parts and so many people moving all over the place at any given time. But I never wanted to get married while I was in the military. So I said to myself I would never do it. So sometimes I say that to say that because sometimes some guys don't have the opportunity to spend time with the parents. Some guys I know don't even meet the parents until they're about to get married or at the wedding. This happens a lot. And it's because of the distance, travel time, and maybe the parents live in another country, and all kind of factors come into play. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I would say is, what's the family like? The person that you're getting married to. What's the family dynamics? How do the parents get along? How does the sisters and brothers get along? Or do they do things together? Or do they spend time during the holidays? Do they have like a family reunion? Or do they just come together during the holidays? I'm not talking about just coming together, eating together, and after the food is done, everybody haul ass. No, I'm not talking about that. That's bullshit. That happens a lot. Family will come together during the holidays, Thanksgiving, and after dinner is over, everyone go back to their business, and they don't see each other again until next Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? If that's how it is, don't marry into that family. You know what I'm saying? And if the parents don't get along, don't marry into that family. If the parents don't communicate well, are they yelling across the room to each other and all that shit, don't get married to that family. And how did the woman grow up? How did the girl grow up? What she saw when she was growing up? 9 times out of 10, what she saw growing up is probably that's pretty much all she knows. That makes sense to her. Now, she might have a different experience with other people, of course. But as kids, we tend to mold, and we tend to, not mold, but we tend to model what we saw once we're growing up. Now, there's some people, as they get older, they want to do better, so they'll learn better. But those people are far in between. That doesn't really happen very often. People tend to model what they saw when they was growing up. So if the mom didn't respect the father, don't marry her. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just going to be too much of a headache, really. And what's her how does she see family? Does she see family as important? Is family is that something of value to her? I mean, what kind of friend does she have? How does she see friendship? Is friendship just a couple hangout buddies, a couple girls she go out with and hang out and have a good time, and after they're done eating and drinking, see you the next time, or I'll call you when I see you? I mean, she hang out with those type of girls. Don't marry her. You know, this is gonna be a headache. You know, and look what kind of girls is she hanging with? Because bird of a feather tends to flock together. I mean, are they bottom feeders? Are they the type that are they educated women? They're progressing in life. What kind of relationship her friends have with the men in their life? Do they even have any men in their life? Are they married, single? They got kids? I mean, you got to look at the people that she hang around with too, because people tend to hang with people that are just like them, especially women. So what type of girls is she really hanging around? And what do they like to do when they get together? What does she like to do in her free time? Does she have any hobbies? I mean, what type of morals and values does she have? You got to look at all that shit, man. Because you're going to be living with this person for a long time, hopefully. You're going to be spending a lot of time around this person. So, does she want kids? And some women don't really care to have kids like that. You know, I've heard some women say, hey, I'm not really interested. So does she want kids? You know, that's very important. You know, I don't assume shit. So you shouldn't either, especially if you're thinking about getting married. So, how does she think you should raise kids? That's very important too. Some parents have a different parenting style. Some parents think that you shouldn't discipline kids. You should just let them run around free. You shouldn't, you know, some parents don't believe in no discipline. They don't think that kids should be accountable. They just let them run around free and do whatever and give them whatever and spoil them. And when they grow up, they don't know what to do with them. Kids don't listen to them. Some parents are like that. So, you know, if that you get with somebody that's like that, are y'all gonna bump heads when it comes to disciplining the kids and telling the kids what to do, and you know. And what type of does she believe in doing things together with the family? Now, some people don't believe in doing things with the family. Some people say, hey, you know what? If me and you get married together, it should just be me, you, and the kids. Only. That's it. Now, some people, if you try to include your parents or her parents, some people don't like that shit. They get uncomfortable. Some people don't like that shit. During the holidays especially, some people don't like the fact that you're going to spend time with your family or their family. Some people don't like that shit. Some people might have a problem with that. Some people might say, I've had women tell me that, ask me really, hey, they ask me, why do I feel obligated to call or look out for my family in some type of way? Like, for example, if I run across some type of opportunity or maybe a good deal or something like that, so I'll usually tell a couple of people about it, right? I had a woman tell me that, you know, why do you always do that? Why do you always try to include everybody all the time? Why you don't just keep it to yourself? Just keep it with us. You know, some people are like that. Some people are selfish like that. Some people say, I got mine, you get yours. Some people have that type of attitude. So if you get married to someone with that type of attitude, you're gonna bump heads. You know, she's gonna be looking at you funny style, like, hey, how, how come I'm not first? She might pull that ignorant shit on you. You know, she might feel like she should you should be obligated to her. She's supposed to get all the attention all the time, and you get nothing. You're in a household feeling neglected. You got to go elsewhere. Get your needs get your needs taken care of. So you got to know this shit, man. And and this is a big one. How does the family make you feel when you go over there? Do you feel like a guest, or you feel welcome? Now I'm gonna say this: after assuming that you have a chance to spend time with the family or visit to the family's house at least 3 to 4 or 5 times before you get married, or at least thinking about getting married. I know some guys don't even have that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? They might see the family less than 3 times, if at all, before the marriage. You know what I'm saying? It happens because of certain situations or whatever. But still then, when you go over there to visit her parents, how do they make you feel? Do you feel like a guest? Or you feel like a visitor? Or you feel welcome? How do you feel when you go over there? I mean, after a certain amount of time, after you get to know someone, whether you talk to them over the telephone or in person or whatever, you shouldn't feel like a guest anymore. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like a guest, I wouldn't get married to her. And how does she feel about money? That's very important. It takes money to take care of kids and a family and a household. Is money like the most important thing? Will she do anything for money? I mean, is money secondary? Is investing important to her or not? Is passing something down to the kids important for the next generation? Is it important or not? It might not be. Is she willing and open to learning about how to invest and how to earn money, how to start a side hustle, or maybe how to even start a business? Is she open to that? Or is she not? If not, I wouldn't get married to nobody like that. Because the next generation is supposed to be in a much better position than you are. But some people don't really care about none of that shit. They're just comfortable working their job. That's it. They don't really care about. They don't even think about the next generation of kids. They're not open to learn anything. All they want to do is work their job, go there and kiss ass. Go visit their mom on the weekend. Hang out with a girlfriend, go shopping. That's it. Some women are happy with that. Some women don't want a guy that have a lot of drive and ambition. As a matter of fact, most guys I know can't make a decision without the woman's permission. She might be the type that she want to wear the pants and control everything in the household. I wouldn't marry anyone like that. We're gonna bob heads. That's something to think about. Is she a hard person to communicate with? Is she a good communicator or a bad communicator? Or she's the type of communicator where she scream across the room, or she's the type of person that's combative, very confrontational. You want to talk to her about something, but she might flip out on you and start acting crazy. Is she that type of person? If not, I don't know, man. I don't want to marry nobody like that, because it's going to, does she flip out when it comes to little minor stuff that you do? But when she does some stuff, it's not like, it's like no big deal, regardless of what it is. To you, it might be a big deal, but her, it's minor. No big deal. It's over now. And then does she act like she's, how should I say this? Kind of better than you? Does she feel like, she, like for example, you might have taught her how to do something, right? And a couple months, a couple years later, she's trying to tell you how to do the same goddamn thing. The arrogance. She's that type. That feels like just because y'all were raised differently, you might be from the country, she's from the city, so she feels like, oh, she's better than you because, maybe has more degrees than you, or she grew up in the city and you grew up in a small town. So some people have an attitude like, well, I don't gotta listen to you. I'm better than you because I grew up in New York City and you grew up in Alabama. Some people are like that. Does she have low self-esteem? I mean, if she has low self-esteem, well, she's going to be dependent upon you when it comes to a lot of things. Is she supportive? Does she support you in doing, or should I say, is she's going to support you in anything that you may get involved with? I got a friend that from time to time he do public speaking. He usually speak to kids mostly. So he'll go on stage, or it could be at a school or auditorium or something like that, and do speaking gigs. And this one particular time, he called his wife on stage. It's kind of like, it wasn't scripted, just out of the blue. And she was scared to death. She wouldn't go on stage. She was scared to death. Afterwards, she was upset. She was like, hey, don't you ever do no shit like that again. And I told him, I said, hey, man, you made a mistake. Most people don't want to be on stage. They'd rather be in a fucking coffin and go on that stage. Even though she wasn't going to speak, he just wanted to call on stage to let everybody know who his beautiful wife was or whatever. But, of course, she didn't see it that way because she doesn't want to get involved in anything that he does. So, if that's the case, I told him, I said, hey, you're going to need another woman. Or maybe an assistant or something like that to help you out if you might need somebody on stage to get involved with you from time to time. So, is she supportive, or is she just a person that's going to stay home, or anything you do, she doesn't want anything to do with, but when it comes to her, she's looking for your support. So she's selfish. So if that's the case, I wouldn't marry anybody like that. I just wouldn't. I mean, there's a lot of things to think about. I just gave you a few of them. This video is starting to get too long. I gave you a few of them, a few things to think about. And I talk about a lot of this stuff in my book called Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And I talk about a lot of this stuff in my Players Club, which is a private group that I've created, and you get 2 videos from me each month talking about some stuff that I wouldn't normally talk about on YouTube because I don't want to get censored. So if you want to get into that, click the link below. And if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Until next time, Sharp Games out. Peace.